Hello and welcome back to LeeReader. My name is Lee, if you hadn't already guessed, and I've decided to ditch my TBR. So ditching my TBR is as simple as it sounds. Every month I've been putting up like wrap-ups and then TBRs for the following month, and I'm not sticking to them at all. Never. And it's gotten to the point where I'll give myself a TBR and then I'll get to the end of the month and do a wrap-up and I've read none of the books that I said I was going to read. Sometimes there is reason for this not happening, sometimes maybe I haven't enjoyed the book or I wasn't getting into it, but sometimes I just don't even bother picking it up. And I've managed to draw like a couple of conclusions as to why this may be happening. So the first thing I've noticed is mood, and I think this happens to a lot of people. I'll set myself like a list of books that I want to read in a particular month, but if I'm not in the mood to read them, then they are just not happening. I have found that I am so much better at picking books and reading them depending on what mood I'm in, whether I'm happy or sad or angry or overjoyed, excited. That kind of leads me in a direction of what I want to do and what I want to read in particular. And I think this happens to a lot of people because there's no point giving yourself a load of horror books to read if you're not in the mood for horror books, because you're feeling a bit down and you want something maybe a bit more cheery than horror books. So you want to read something a bit more lighthearted and a bit more fun. So you might go for like YA instead. And that's happened a lot with me, and I think that happens a lot throughout the month. My mood fluctuates so much that at the start of the month I'm in the mood to read the books I say I'm going to, and then like 4 days in, everything has changed and I don't want to read any of them. And the second thing I've found is that TBRs I find actually very restricting. And I use the word restricting because I think that's what it does, because you're saying to yourself, I'm going to read only these books, and then if you don't read them, you're filled with this overwhelming guilt that you haven't read the books that you're saying you're going to read. And that doesn't help, because that then makes me angry and frustrated because I'm not reading what I said I was going to read. Instead I chose something that I wanted to read, and that made me happy. So I don't like the restriction of a TBR and saying I'm going to read this, because if you don't read it then I feel like I'm letting people down almost. And not only that, when it comes to my wrap-up videos at the end of the month and I'm like, these are the books I read, people are like, well, when are you going to read this or this? And I'm like, no, that didn't happen. So on that note, I am officially ditching my TBR. So I want to know from you guys, do you do this? Do you set yourself like a TBR and stick to it? Or are you more like me? Do you kind of stray away from what you say you're going to read because things have changed maybe in your life? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to have a discussion about this because so many people put up TBRs, and I know I'm not the only person to say I'm going to read this and then don't. So I know I'm not the only one who's guilty of it, but still, let me know what you think. And that's it for today's video. I hope you're well. I hope you're all good. Hope you had lovely, lovely weeks and weekends, and I will see you later on in the week with another video. Goodbye. End of the video, bitch. So yes, let me know about your TBRs. Do you stick to them? Do you not? Do you kind of stray away? Do you find them restricting? Do you find them helpful? Let me know your thoughts on TBRs down in the comments below. We'll have a little bit of a discussion down there and see what's going on. Anyway, I hope you're all good. I hope you're all well. I hope you all had lovely, lovely weekends, and I'll see you later this week with a brand new video. Bye-bye.